Some people say that they perform well under pressure, and it's true. Sometimes pressure can be invigorating and energizing. If you manage the pressure well, then you can use it as a catalyst to maximize your performance. But poorly managed pressure can easily become stress, which affects people in many negative ways. So now, let's identify some of the situations that trigger workplace pressure, which can lead to negative stress. Time pressure is one of these triggers. This is usually a factor when you have tight deadlines or a really jam-packed schedule. Or sometimes, for any number of reasons, you just aren't prepared enough for a task. You may find that the stress starts to creep in as you fall behind schedule, especially when other tasks are dependent on you finishing on time. Another trigger is work overload. Anyone who has a large workload will likely feel pressured. This type of pressure can be quantitative or qualitative. If you have a lot of work to do, that's considered a quantitative workload. If you have work that requires a lot of attention to detail and is time-consuming, that's considered a qualitative workload. Relationship strain can also affect you. Whether it's dealing with a difficult colleague or trying to please a coworker, workplace relationships can be difficult to manage and can cause pressure. This pressure can be made even worse if a colleague is hostile, uncommunicative, or uncooperative. Another part of relationship strain is the desire to please other people. You also need to be aware of balancing competing interests. For example, trying to please your boss and a customer at the same time usually is a recipe for disaster and could lead to additional stress for you. Another possible cause of stress is uncertainty, which is a type of anxiety-related stress. If something happens that puts you outside your comfort zone and stresses you out, it would fall into this category. Regardless of the cause, stress has a few major negative effects. Where pressure may have once been a motivating factor, if it becomes stress, it can cause you to lose focus by distracting you with negative thoughts. When you are stressed, your decision-making capabilities are greatly reduced. Normally, you would rely on your cognitive and emotional intelligence, but if you're stressed, you could make the wrong decision. You might also be unable to perform due to the increase in stress. This, in turn, could cause a downward spiral of negative emotions that paralyze you. People become paralyzed because they feel overwhelmed and only see the negative side of the situation they're in. If pressure in the workplace becomes stress, it can negatively affect your performance in a number of ways, causing you to lose focus or being unable to perform. It's important to be aware of the triggers that can cause this change from motivating pressure to detrimental stress.